Welcome back to the Gold Creek Extended Cut podcast. Come on. We should do some intros.
Dude,
this is episode
22. Let's go.
The Double Deuce. You ever seen the movie Roadhouse? The old one.
I don't watch movies.
That's right. God, dang it. I forget about it's so wired in my neurology to interpret the world through movies.
I just don't like them that much.
Well, there's an old movie called Roadhouse that they remade with Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. But
Let me guess, the original's the better one.
I don't know. I'm not from the 80s, I am, but it wasn't. I think the movie came out in the 90s. The whole point is...
You were born in the 80s, right?
Yeah, 1987. But I don't remember it. I don't remember much of it. But
40 next year.
The bar he's hired as a bouncer is called the Double Deuce.
Double Deuce.
So we could call this episode the Double Deuce.
The Double Deuce.
This is it. If you're new to the podcast, my name's Nick.
Come on. Why are you here, Nick?
Okay, fine. My name's Nick, and I'm the pastor of a church called Gold Creek. We're just outside Seattle. I say the northern tech suburbs of Seattle.
Come on. My name's Mike.
Yeah.
I am a campus pastor at Gold Creek Community Church, and our campus is in Monroe, Washington.
How do you describe Monroe?
I call it the Reezy, Monreezy. Monroe's great, man. We got a prison, which is fun.
Selling it, bro.
Dude, small town. My wife grew up there, dude,
Yes.
and so we're back.
Is it in the tech suburbs of Seattle or not quite?
Yes-ish, no. It's on the outskirts. It's
on the skirts.
One of the last... it's one of the farthest out communities that people will still commute into Seattle, Bellevue, Redmond, all that kind of stuff.
I feel like geographically, I had always thought of Monroe this way. It's like there's that river. What's the river? Is that the Snohomish River?
I think so. Or Skycomish.
You keep spilling on yourself. Are you okay?
Well, this stupid cup from, I won't name the coffee stand.
Not ours. I mean,
It's just ridiculous.
They do leak. They got leaky cups. I'm going to go lidless. I'm going to go lid off here.
Lidless. I might try that.
Lid off. Remember that song, Mask Off from Future? Anyway. There we go. Monroe has that big river to get at. I almost feel like that gave you a little psychological barrier. It used to be Monroe was definitely not Seattle Metro. That,
for sure.
It was the first city that was we are not the Metro.
Exactly.
But now,
dude, it changed. Because
it's not far. It takes you from Monroe. I was driving back from something in Monroe to downtown Bellevue. It was 24 minutes.
Yes.
This is not far.
It takes, if I'm going on a Saturday, it is faster to get to Bellevue than it is to get to the Mill Creek campus.
Wow.
Because it's 24 minutes. It takes me 29 to get here.
Wow. It takes you 29 to get here?
Depending on the way I go. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. The fastest I've ever gotten here is 23 minutes. And it was at 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. And I was bombing.
It always takes me around 20.
Where?
I think. Yeah, Orson, our producer's nodding.
That's crazy.
I don't know which way Mike's going. Is it the Leaf? Is that thing running out of battery as you're going uphill? That's probably it, dude. Pedaling like Fred Flintstone.
That's crazy.
So on the by way of introduction, on the Extended Cut podcast, we dive a little bit deeper into the weekend message.
Come on.
If you don't know how we do our messages, Gold Creek is a multi-site church. Right now we got 2.
Come on.
Had as many as 4. Got a few good independent churches in the region.
Come on.
But we do live teaching. And so one of our pastors writes the outline.
Yep.
We got a couple other folks on the teaching team who are not on the pod right now.
Yeah.
Think about Eric.
Got to get him on.
He's been on.
Why isn't Lexi in there more? She is on the teaching team.
She is on the teaching team. This feels like a high I don't know, because we're looking for weekends, Mike. Yeah, I don't know. Jeez, yeah. It's like when my wife's like, how come we don't have a home in Chelan? Well, I don't know. A lot of reasons.
There's a lot of,
But no, there's not a lot of reasons Lexi's not preaching more, just weekends. It's availability.
She's coming out to Monroe in the summer.
Great. Love it. So dive a little bit deeper into the weekend message. Maybe another way to say that is a lot of times what gets preached on Sunday is concentrated. Maybe that's a way to put it. It's like orange juice. It's not from concentrate. Well, it's from concentrate because we've worked to distill it down and make it succinct. And this podcast, hopefully, is a little more of an exploration of like what didn't make it in, but like what wasn't like essential.
And also I think sometimes when we're prepping a message, we're thinking about the people in the room specifically. And there's things that maybe we would want to talk about or we are interested in, but it's like, we're just going to add confusion to what we're trying to communicate. And so,
for sure.
And this is 100% way less filtered.
Oh, much more unfiltered. On a scale of 1 to 100, how unfiltered would you say this is versus the sermon planning meetings?
Sermon planning meetings?
Yeah.
Ooh.
90? We're at about a 90 filtration of, if that's 100.
Like
unfiltered.
That's 100% unfiltered?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's probably some things said in there that are a little bit, we wouldn't say on a camera.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this week we started a new series on Sunday.
Come on.
It is finished.
Let's go.
Last words of Jesus. A little bit of backstory there. We also, I feel like I'm just giving like the like organizational story, which nobody cares about, but
we care about it.
We care, and we have I got this thing. So,
and Orson's here to listen.
Yeah. I loosened it on accident. We plan out our messages, what would you say, 8 months out?
Which also not Jesus' last words I was thinking about today. I was like, in our title, it's like, before he died, but then he came back to life and talks more.
Don't ruin the story. What if people don't know it, Mike?
Spoiler alert!
Fine, he comes back to life. Yes, last words in his first life? How do you quantify that?
Before he was in the grave, we could just say
But he was dead.
Yeah.
Jesus was dead.
Yeah, so before he died.
But they were his last words.
Before he died.
But
they weren't his last words.
On earth.
Or in general.
No, yes, he's still speaking. Fair, but as...
Keep going.
Okay, how about this? In human form, were those Jesus' final words on the cross?
In human form? Those were his... No, because after he resurrected, there was...
Okay, trick question. You got it. Yeah.
He said on the cross. I'm like, those were his last words on the cross, yes.
Yeah. But when he's resurrected...
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. This is an interesting theological concept that this is the stuff that I guess makes it into the podcast. Because we know Jesus' resurrected body, he is fully human.
For sure.
Because he eats.
Yeah.
So he's at the breakfast and he eats the fish and he eats the stuff.
Yep.
And so if he eats, he obviously has to poop. So
double Deuce episode. I was waiting for that.
Yeah. Okay.
Episode 22, double Deuce.
So in other words, all of his human functions or human systems are functioning.
Yeah.
But is Jesus, because if Jesus is God incarnate in man, which is what we believe, which is what an Orthodox understanding of Jesus Christ. So fully God, fully man.
Okay.
When he comes back to life, does he retain the full humanity?
Don't know.
It's a tricky one, right?
Well,
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, he did what he came to accomplish. At that point, it is done.
It is finished.
Hence
Tetelestai.
Dude.
See episode 7, same series. Episode 29.
Math.
Deuce 9.
We
do 7.
I feel like, he's probably still fully.
Yeah, I've never...
There's nothing in scripture that says he's
Somebody asked me this at church. I love the questions people ask at our church because they're just like new to faith and they're curious.
Yep.
So somebody asked me one time, probably about a year and a half ago in the lobby, when did Jesus die again?
Yep.
Which was interesting.
Yep.
Just like that was a natural assumption because if you're raised in church, you're like, oh, he ascended, but like you don't know.
For sure.
And so it's like, could Jesus have died again on earth?
Yeah.
All questions that God obviously didn't need us to know because he didn't tell us.
For sure.
So
for sure. So first one, it is finished. Last words.
It is finished.
Phrase we discussed.
Yes.
Is Father, forgive them. They know not what they do.
Jesus gets nailed to the cross.
Yes.
First words out of his mouth.
Yep.
Father, forgive them. It's interesting because as I was researching it, I was trying to read like old perspectives on the stuff. And one of the things, I don't want to even quote who it was because I cannot remember. Well, I think it was either Douglas Moo or Karl Barth. I guess Douglas Moo is still teaching, but someone had said, like, this is the seminal phrase or the like headwaters or the phrase it's the most important one
Got it.
or the one through which you should interpret all the other ones.
Interesting.
Like, everything else Jesus will say assumes a posture of forgiveness.
Interesting.
So, woman, behold your son.
Yeah.
Today you'll be with me in paradise.
Yep.
The others, it is finished. And 3 other ones
That we'll preach about later.
that we'll talk about later that are, they assume this idea of forgiveness. You know, they assume that you will incorporate forgiveness into each of them.
For sure.
So
As you're
Interesting.
as you're thinking about it, prepping for this,
Yeah.
how do you feel like people are coming in thinking about forgiveness,
bro.
like the posture in which, because I feel like, I don't know, just start talking. What do you think?
Man, I think people are pissed.
Yeah.
Everybody just seems on edge.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm getting old. I mean, maybe this is
You
just
are.
an age thing.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to get this to like stay up here, but you know, oh well. It's working great. It's not you, it's me. It is locked. It's wrenched down, but
There we go.
I think I broke it when I violently grabbed it earlier. Sure.
Yeah, dude, just keep riffing.
Yeah, that's okay. Hang on. Check one.
Just a little.
It's really snug. It just like it almost feels like.
And I just made it tighter, Orson.
Yeah, it's just
Interesting. We're leaving this in. 100%. 100%. Dude, I got this new app on my phone that it like makes my phone a dumb phone. I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's kind of nice, dude. I just like open it up and it's just like nothing really.
it's really funny that
What?
you're like, it makes my phone a dumb phone. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't make sense, but it works. I like it.
What is it called?
I don't know.
It's an app.
Yeah, I got an ad for it and they got me.
Dumb phone.
No. It's called Blank Space or something.
Oh yeah, that is better. Thank you. Blank space. Okay. Blank space.
I paid for it, dude.
launcher.
Lifetime. I don't know how I feel about it yet. So far, so
Okay.
average. But I feel like
I know. I got all the blockers. It just I don't know. My phone's fun. I like
I like my phone.
it. It works. Yeah, the dopamine works on me.
Yeah.
So
I do love-
my brain's a regular one.
I did see a
Oh,
video
this
of
is
a
good.
guy
Thank you.
like on a scroll, and it like
Yeah.
had like Polaroids come out for like every scroll or whatever, and it was
Yeah.
like connected, and it was just like it was like an AI video or whatever, but it was like 30 seconds and so many like printed out videos. Like if it actually printed out, I was like, dang, dude, I doom scroll for a while.
Dang.
Could you imagine? Like the visual of it was
Yeah, that is interesting, man.
So people are pissed.
Yeah, coming back in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I feel like people are pissed and like maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe I'm getting tired of social media. Like I feel like again, this is the extended cut, so we can talk about all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like in the wake of the Super Bowl,
Okay.
we had the controversial dual halftime show.
So stupid.
So dumb. I watched both for fun and was over at a friend's house. Someone said this about it that I thought was pretty interesting. I don't know if I fully agree with all of it yet, but it was interesting. I was like reading this big write-up about some guy in Nashville. I forget his name, is really good. And he was talking about like, he was before he was in ministry, he was in the country music industry, and he's like nostalgic about American church. And like, I connected with that. Like I was watching the TPUSA one. I liked Kid Rock in 7th grade, it's like a controversial album.
That was wild.
I know. Relax, Mike. So
I don't think I've ever heard a Kid Rock song in my life.
wow. Okay. Well, there's our gap right there. But yeah, I mean, the TPUSA, it is like the stage, the lights, and you could indict that all day long. But I mean, I'm like, bro, part of me likes it.
Yeah.
It's cool. I don't know. I take the other side of that a little bit about like, I don't know, Solomon like gold plated everything in the temple. Like, cool. Wasn't a Christian event per se. So, and then the other side of that is at the Bad Bunny performance, like I lived in Florida for like almost a decade.
Yeah.
Had a lot of friends from the Caribbean, and we like some of our best family vacations ever were to Costa Rica, and so there is something about like, I guess personally I could like see that was like a Latin shoulder shimmy. I could like see.
Couldn't tell, but
Thank you
for clarifying what that was.
I see the community. That's what this guy said. It was like you saw like the community and like the camera shots were like on the plane, like on the same plane. Like nobody was above anybody else, and it wasn't this like crazy production. It was earthy. It was like relational. And so on the one hand, what you saw with the TPUSA one, he said you saw the message of the gospel, but maybe not its effect. You didn't see its effects into how it transforms the way you view other people, maybe, or being connected with this vibrant sense of community. You saw it as a platform.
Yep.
And then at the other one, he said you saw the effect of the gospel, but not its message.
Interesting.
And I thought that was an interesting, like, just for someone like me, like, why did I like both? What do I see in both as a Jesus person? It's like, I think there's that piece of it. So anyway, it's my riff on the Super Bowl, which nobody asked.
There we go.
However, what I will say is in the fallout, it's just everybody on social media going, and this is my new favorite. I mean, I'm just going, I'm pulling a,
let's go.
What's Nick pissed at in the world, I guess. But it's like on social media, you have so many people who, if they agree with the position they see, whichever one it is, they'll jump in the comments and they're like, thank you for saying something.
Yep.
And I'm like, here's what you mean by that. Thank you for, in a way that's cathartic to me, confirming a position that I'm insecure about.
For sure.
Like, really what you mean is like, I actually didn't know if it was okay to hold this, but you said it. I want to feel it. And like, so it just kind of like everybody's like, thank you, almost like thank you for being right. Or agreeing with me, or like I think in ministry we get this, and it's not it's hard for everybody. Sometimes I feel like pastors are like, well, it's really hard. It's like, dude, it's supposed to be hard. So like it's kind of like people have these they'll see another pastor, a political leader, just some random blogger. We don't even know if it's AI now, blah blah blah. But they'll be like, hey, did you see? This happens to me a lot now at church. Did you see this?
Yeah.
Like it's like dead on, and they're like, I already have confirmed for me how I feel about pick the issue. I'm really hoping you or somebody like you says this right here.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's going to make me mad.
Yep.
Now, I don't know that that's anybody's fault so much as it is the algorithms, and obviously in social media, like we're the product, right? So I'm not. I like social media. This is on social media.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Why have we not figured out that we all see different stuff?
Yeah, dude. I don't
like. We know.
Yeah.
But then like that conversation happens all the time. Hey, did you? No, I didn't. We see different things.
Yeah. Dude,
and we just like assume like why have we not figured that out yet?
Well, one, I think, again, we're working against like sophisticated algorithms that are designed to like not just confirm what we believe. I feel like they're designed to confirm the nuances of our beliefs.
Yeah.
So because they're so sophisticated in creating an echo chamber for us, they affirm beliefs in us so deeply that we like could never even conceptualize other people would see the world differently than this.
Yeah, but we know that what it does. It's not a secret.
I know. I don't.
Like, why can't we separate ourselves from that? There's
got to be some kind of good study there about this is legit, about the neurology there.
Okay.
Like, I think something in because we know that social media is rewiring brains. This is not like that's not a hot take anymore. It's like, oh yeah, no, study after study, people's brains are different.
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's like truly like outside of our, like, to your point, because I think you're almost asking the question, why can't people view this objectively? Why can't they pull themselves out of it for a second and be like,
well, why can't people pull themselves out of it and go, okay, I disagree with that viewpoint for sure. But at the same time they're also just getting fed because they're already there. So like, obviously they don't believe like I believe. They're seeing things that they agree with and they're stuck in that.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we separate and just be like, I
don't know, other than to say, I think something about what social media and the way we consume information and how that's retrained our brains, I think our brains are wired in this dopamine way around it now where we can't.
Dude, I had this conversation with a good friend of mine. We listen to this podcast all the time. We have for like the last couple years.
Okay.
And this like last episode recently got like pretty political. It's the only time politics have ever gotten brought up.
Okay.
And there were very like left-leaning viewpoints, and this friend is very right-leaning.
Yep.
And he messaged me, he's like, dude, I'm never listening to that podcast again, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, he's like, it just shouldn't have gotten political. I'm like, would you have felt the same way if you agreed with it? And he's like, well, probably not. And I'm like, so just, I don't understand why, like, I don't understand why we can't handle it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that gets into why Jesus, why would Jesus make his first statement from the cross, perhaps the most important one, perhaps, about forgiveness?
Yep.
It's like here in this moment, he's literally being nailed to the cross. So, everything we were talking about earlier, the divinity of God meets humanity of God, is all coming down. And he's like, Father, forgive them, and maybe it's because Jesus knew how that would not come naturally.
Yeah.
Like how our natural wiring in life, wherever it takes us, like you're saying, with your friend, that's a great example. Just like, would you have said that if you agree with it? Well, no, probably not, but that's different,
Yeah.
It's like acknowledging the other, and that what other people stand for is different from me. It's like unforgivable. It's easy to get to a point where we are just like, you hold different views than me, and I just can't have anything to do with you. Which is like
it's wild.
Which is a crazy concept, but I think one that now I'm sitting here thinking, like, where do I do that? Do I have an area of my life where I'm like, oh, someone believes differently from me, I'm out? What do you think, Mike? You got one?
I don't know, dude. I get so frustrated about it. This is the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just think like we're in one way, shape, or form, like people come to their conclusions based on experiences they've had, whatever. And so I think just on a holistic level, I think that when I look at people, if they're not a follower of Jesus in general, in my brain, I go, I can't expect anything aligned with what I believe or how I view the world out of them.
Right.
So I feel like because of that, that's a distinction. I shouldn't be so frustrated because they're not living based on the same standards as me. Whether, like, however you want to see that play out, I think the church gets messy because then we are operating out of the same, we could say, I'll just say like moral framework.
Right.
So I understand why there's probably tension within the church there, but I mean, that is why Jesus prays that we would be one, right? Before, he foresaw that as a possibility that we were going to be divided, and our unity in the disagreement would bring people to know that he is the Son of God.
Would compel people.
So I say all that to say, like, I just think, speaking to the Christian that might be listening, like, I just think we got to chill out. Like,
dude, it has to be. This is my real concern. Okay, straight up. This is my real concern. And I got people asking me the questions on weekends now a little bit. They're not Christians yet.
Yep.
They're approaching Jesus. They're actively walking towards Christ.
For sure.
But they're like, I want to find a political lane in the Christianity that I can get on board with first. And you know what I mean?
Dig into that.
Okay, so
what do they mean when they're saying that?
Yeah, people I want to become a Christian, but it's going to mean I need to wear a badge that hates immigrants.
Well, this is because we've made these things.
Or I want to be a Christian. I'm putting words in their mouth. People aren't staring at me like I want to be a Christian, but I can tell like you're walking towards Jesus Christ.
The thing keeping them from crossing the line of faith is they feel like they have to agree with some XYZ
Yeah.
version of what Christian
Yeah.
means,
Yeah.
which in our world today in America means something politically.
Yeah,
and it's for a lot of people.
I will say in our area, in the Seattle area, it is more people who are on the political left who feel like they have to subscribe fully to the political right.
100%.
But there's people on that side. There's people who are more conservative, who are walking towards faith, who are like, well, I don't know, what's this going to mean for how I do need to view my neighbor, or these things happen.
Yeah.
And I think what you're saying is so good. And what we're saying is so good. But what you're saying is so good, and what we're talking about, well, we're really saying that Jesus. Well, let's do it theologically for a little bit. So we'll just have some theological fun here, because you're right. I mean, if we just tell people like, "Hey, God does not have a moral framework," or if you're a Christian, don't worry about hanging out with other Christians. Just hang out with whoever. And if you put on, no, God doesn't say any of those things. God has a clear moral framework.
Yep.
If we take Jesus' statement on the cross, the clear moral framework is not correct beliefs. It's a posture of forgiveness towards people you don't agree with.
100%.
So it's like,
and are actively hurting you.
Yeah. What is the moral framework for a Christian? Forgive people who harm you.
Yep. It does not mean approve what they do. It does not mean accept what they do as like, don't celebrate it.
Yeah.
But you do need to forgive them.
Dude, to have a perpetual. Now, okay, here's what I think people would say, like, yeah, I can forgive them, but I don't, where does that line come in? Christians who are like, how do I hold my beliefs and exude a perpetual posture of forgiveness?
Can I just say where I think Christians get it wrong?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think Christians feel like they have to share their stance on said issue with someone they know disagrees with them every time they're in conversation. So to be in conversation with the person that's a part of the LGBT community, they feel like they have to like, hey, let's just be clear. Marriage is between a man and a woman. Okay, now let's be friends. Why? Like, you don't do that about anything else. And why do we have this weird, like, why can't we just be friends?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I mean,
but that's what I think.
Like, if we're going to start there, for me, I mean, I'm pastor. I'm like, hey, I believe tithing 10% of your income back to your local church.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't start there.
Let's extrapolate that out to every single issue then. Like, we can't, we shouldn't actually do that. But there are some hot button issues that we in the church have gone, no, but these ones though, you gotta be on board.
Yeah. Well, dude, and I get it. If I'm going to have empathy, and even in myself, I mean, I'll be honest about, dude, I'm older, like.
You said that a lot.
I said that a few times this pod. I mean, I'll be
40 next year, bro.
Wow. You're right. 39 this year. So let's start. Let's keep it 1 year at a time.
Next calendar, dude, 40. I'll be 32 next year.
Cool, Mike. That's cool for you. Orson just motioned his age. It started with a 2, I think. So, wow.
How old are you?
26 right now. Oh, dude.
That's crazy.
You're still... Anyway.
Does that mean you're on your parents' insurance or you just got kicked off?
Got booted.
Just got booted. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Bummer year for you.
So where were we at? You were saying...
Sorry, I got distracted. You're talking about your old...
Yeah. Like I think I do have empathy and sympathy for the idea that, the country's changing. The ideals are changing. Yeah, I get that. I don't like all the changes, for sure.
100%.
Et cetera, et cetera. But I think it's interesting because I do feel like, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I think you could put your finger on, I think a lot of what we end up calling revival that we see on social media is probably more a social transformation than a spiritual one. And so I think when we call things revival, we're like, oh, good, we're going to have more people who believe how I believe.
100%.
What's very interesting about that is I think if we were, at least in this country or even our corridor of the world, as if Christians were known as the most forgiving or as the most generous or as the most, hospitable or whatever, we would experience the social revolution everybody's after anyway. These things are going to be a byproduct, but if we start with a social transformation as the vision for our world, then we're going to happen. It happens in the heart first. This is where I think Jesus, if we think about the person of Christ on the cross at that moment, what he says, he exudes his divine Christology. He does not say, Father, give me the strength to forgive these people.
Yep.
He says, Father, forgive them. He's like, I have the power to forgive their sins.
Yep.
Like Jesus is not abdicating his power or authority.
For sure.
He's saying like, on behalf of the Father, I forgive you.
For sure.
Which is just, or like God's going to forgive you for this.
Yep.
And which is just like a very, I feel like that gets lost in the like, well, forgiveness is weakness. It's like, no, Jesus is saying, I have the authority. Like I think about N.T. Wright did a book about it, about political power and how it works, and how Jesus says to Pilate that Pilate says, like, don't you know I have the power to release you or not release you? And Jesus did not say, no, you don't. He says, you would have no power over me if my Father did not establish it. Like Jesus is even like, I'm willing to operate in the systems of this world as an agent for God in this world, as God himself in this world.
Yep.
In a way that is like so transformative.
Yep.
But yet, I don't know, maybe something about it doesn't seem enough. Maybe it doesn't seem like it's going to change fast enough. Maybe it requires for my friends who are there on the right, and that's where I am. I mean, but like maybe my friends who are there and don't want to give an inch of ground, maybe it just feels like too much to give up.
Yeah.
It feels, because I think, again, on the social media and everybody's mad and, like, dude, you put a flag in the ground, you make some clear statements, like you feel like you have a sense of control. You don't, but it feels good.
Yeah.
It feels like, okay, man, maybe I can influence this thing. And of course you can influence people and all these different things, but like, it's not what Jesus came for.
That's it.
The end.
Yeah. I think we've, it seems as if we've gotten, almost, we celebrate more that social change more than we celebrate, people spiritually being changed.
Dude, I mean, and that is what, this is not on forgiveness, I guess, but like, again, if we come back to the message and Jesus on the cross in this moment, he's not only exuding forgiveness, he's exuding authority and all these things. And short of, like, we embrace the way of Jesus as a forgiver because he has the power to forgive sins. So Jesus establishes his authority in this verse. And so then we say, well, I guess I better forgive people because God says so, not because it's just a good moral idea.
Yep.
And I think that's where I'm like, dude, I think in some ways, man, it's just like, I got a lot of good friends. Growing up, I had friends who were in the LDS church, Mormon church. I got friends today. I get worried sometimes. I mean, I'm aggressively going at them. I'm not anti-Mormon, the people. I am anti-Mormon, the religion.
For sure.
And I sometimes worry that like the vision of just moral and social transformation is like, well, you could be Mormon and have that. Or in the world of the New Testament, I mean, you could follow the ideals of Stoicism. Wake up early, be disciplined, don't like abuse the system, blah, blah. Yep. These are just moral ideas.
Yep.
These will not transform your world or your heart. In fact, I would contend that in the LDS church, they come from a demonic place, know, so, but they look really good on the outside.
Yep.
So I think that's where, now I don't think you gotta be careful too. Like obviously like I said about the TPUSA, it's interesting because it's like almost an inversion of like, if we go back to Bad Bunny's performance, it's like, well, dude, isn't the point to love your neighbor? Isn't the point to welcome the immigrant? Isn't the point to feed the poor? No, that is not the only point of the point is Jesus says, I am God on earth.
Yep.
I've died for the sins of humanity and come back to life. From that, of course, you have to love your neighbor now. Of course, but like without the authority, without the spiritual authority of Jesus, there is no moral impetus.
Yep.
My opinion.
It's a reordering.
It's a reordering. There you go. It's a reordering. Yeah. And I think that's where, people get in their camp so deeply because they're like, I think people have just either picked one side or the other of an aspect of Jesus. And they've said, well, I want either all of the, dude, there's what it might sound like. People got to know the truth. Of course they do. Truth will set you free, like they got to know the truth. Jesus is God. There's only one way, like totally. But if if all I do as a Christian, Jesus, I don't think being a Christian is simply naming the right beliefs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Being a Christian is not conversion to a camp. Being a Christian is transformation of my heart. So I think that's where, you know, it's like, well, Jesus is the truth, and I believe this, and I believe the Bible's the word of God, and I believe, you know,
Jesus is the truth.
Jesus is, yeah.
He didn't say, I have the truth. I communicated the truth.
Yeah.
He himself, the person of Jesus, is the truth.
Yeah, versus the other side of that. So it's like, hey, I picked that side and I believe the right things. So as long as I believe the right things, it doesn't really matter how I live. I'm just going to live a moral life, but not one that's like transformational.
For sure.
Or the other side, yeah, I do think, man, there's a lot of, I guess, more what we would call progressive people who love their neighbors well and who, you know, I mean, I got all kinds of thoughts on what that really means. You know, I don't know that protesting is loving your neighbor. Like, dude, if you really wanted to love your neighbor, like, let them move into your house. Like, you know, skip the protest. Feed people anyway. But
for sure.
But equal opportunity offense podcast today. But yeah, it's like, dude, do all those things. But if you don't do them in Jesus' name, they're hollow
For sure.
or we're telling everybody. Then it boils down to, well, what is good enough? How much good do you have to do to offset bad?
For sure.
You know, we've talked about this with generosity. Hey, I'm generous, man. I got the Starbucks drinks behind me. It's like, well, that's not. Is that generous? Sure.
I'm thankful for the free drink.
Yeah,
for sure. But
is
it true generosity?
Yeah. Is it biblical generosity?
Yeah.
Anyway, Father, forgive them.
Father, forgive them. I don't know how much we talked about that today.
Yeah.
It was
Deuce,
fun.
Deuce.
Dude, Deuce.
Double Deuce. The double Deuce.
Episode 22.
Dude. Thanks for checking us out. See you next week.
Peace.